Yo, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. All right, so I wanted to go over to 2K controls because I feel like they just need a little help figuring out the controls to make these intuitive for beginners and for long-time players, or whatever they want to call themselves. They call themselves pros, or I don't know what the high-level players call themselves in WWE games. And if you don't play online, you probably don't know how competitive it is if you play offline all the time. But I'm telling you, these dudes, hey, they mad competitive. All the cheap, all the dirt, you learn it all online. But these controls are just to help be intuitive for both beginners and expert players. And I've given up enough controls that you should be able to do things if you want to make a simulation match, or you're just playing casually, you just want to have some fun, you don't really care about all the advanced stuff. I got everything all in one just so you can enjoy it. So first thing, I start with X, strike button. Input a direction with the X button, you're going to get a strike. And we may turn this into a hold also to get your heavy strikes, such as drop kicks, big uppercuts, big punches, knockdown attacks. We might do that. Otherwise, I do have another button coming up that's going to deal with that. Okay, square is going to be our action button. Pick up weapons, get in and out of the ring. We also might have a hold option. And I keep saying maybe on these hold actions because I may move that over to the our modifier button, which will have a modifier button. We got circle for whip, or Irish whip for those longtime veterans. Oh, veteran players, that's the word I was looking for, veterans. And then for the D-pad, we got left, right, and up. I like the taunts how they are. Up will be the regular taunt. Right will be the crowd taunt, and left will be the opponent taunt. I like the buffs and debuffs that they give. And we also got down for a taunt, which is going to be, oh, I'm sorry, up is the wake up taunt. My fault. It's going to be wake up taunt, and then down will be self taunt, or just a taunt, whatever you want to do that one. And then I also moved targeting to its own button because for some reason targeting is so bad online. Online, there's no manual targeting. It's all auto targeting. So just to give you an example of what's wrong with it, with the current control scheme, is that with auto targeting, it targets whatever opponent you're holding your left stick towards. So let's say you're in the hard cam, and opponent A is on the left side of the ring, and opponent B is on the top side of the ring, and you want to suplex opponent A. But your suplex, circles the grapple button. They think they're being nice by bringing it back to the grapple buttons, but circles the grapple button, and your suplex is up circle. So if you do up circle, you're actually going to suplex opponent B, and that's not what you want. You want to suplex opponent A. So we're going to get down to the grapples, but I move that to its own targeting, and then you'll be able to hold the button for the nearest target. So whatever opponent's close to you, instead of cycling through it and getting lost, you'll be able to just hold the button, and it'll just target who's ever close to you. And if you walk around while holding the button, you'll change targets as the proximity between you and whatever opponents change. And then we might even do R1 in circle. Oh, that's the modifier button. I should have told you. I'll tell you about that in a second. But you may even be able to face the ref by pressing R1 in circle. And in the abilities feature, we'll have some extra to go with that. L2 is still the run. And then R1, that's the modifier. So instead of having you hold the button, we may just do the modifier button for some of those actions, such as your heavy strikes, your hard Irish whip. And R1 is also going to be your counter button. These won't run into each other as these are offensive actions, and this is a defensive action. So let's say if you and the opponent both go for a hard strike at the same time. Once you input the button for the strike, your counter will no longer be active to be able to be countered. So if you press R1 and strike at the same time, you will not get the counter. But because sometimes you get those accidents when two buttons are in the same place, you can accidentally just get what they call as an option select. So whatever is a better option, whether you do a drop kick or you get the counter, or whatever you're going for, we won't have any option selects over here. That's a fighting game term for anyone who doesn't know. And they have a new mechanic called dodge in the new 2K22. So I just put that on R2, dodge, also withstand, so you can, flex your chest or put up a guard and block strikes. And then this is for the more advanced features that I will be going over in the abilities video. But L3 will be like lay down and no sell. And I'm thinking about putting no selling inside of the regular game too. It should be an option that you will be able to turn on and off, and we'll have some limitations on it so people can't just abuse it, because people online abuse things, and if you play the game, you know what people abuse, and you know that people are always going to abuse things. It just ruins the game for them and for everybody else. I say it ruins for them because people who abuse these things feel like they have to abuse it before you do, and there's other people who just abuse it because they really just don't care. They don't care about having fun. They just abuse things. But we'll put a limit on it, such as 3 no cells per game, or and then you can only no sell a finisher within the first 2 minutes of a match. And then we have R3 as a oh, and just on that L3, no sell will be able to be turned on or off. That's for more of your simulation players who want to, hey, I want to have this wrestler no sell this attack and make them look tough. For your simulation players who really want to make matches similar to ones that they see on TV, they want to simulate wrestling matches, that type of thing. And then we have R3 to start faces off. So I believe it was SmackDown versus Raw 2006 where they started face-offs, where in the beginning of the match you could go for mini games such as test of strength and others. I don't remember the other ones right off the back, but let's say something like first 30 seconds in the game, you and the opponent can agree to do a face-off, and from there we'll have options to select what kind of face-off that you want to do, and have you and the opponent agree to which ones you should do depending on the stats of your superstars. And then also we've mapped OMG buttons to this, so with the face-off, it'll only be available with like in the first 30 seconds. So if you get an OMG in the first 30 seconds and these somehow clash with each other, we'll flesh that out when we come to that bridge. And then okay, so the right stick is going to be the grapple stick. Not really going to get on the grapple features, whether you go into tie-ups and then go into grapples. And then we're going to go over to our R1. Our R1's our modifier button. So we got R1 and X for your heavy strikes. We got R1 and square for your dirty action. So if you're going to take off turnbuckle pads, you want to I don't know, do anything dirty, take off turnbuckle pads. You want to tie the opponent up in the ropes. I don't know why I can't think of any dirty actions. There's so many things that they do in the ring, such as distract the ref, intentionally knock down the ref. Dirty actions, they'll be tied to that button. We'll flesh that out more in the abilities video. And then also your regular abilities, such as paybacks, comebacks, kip ups, resiliency, things like that will be mapped to the square button. But like resiliency is like a contextual, so we might not even have to put that one behind the modifier, but we might do just to keep everything simple. And then we got your hard Irish whip behind circle. We also have triangle. It's going to be your signature attack. So you'll press. Think about switching signature and finisher between the modifiers, swapping those. I will think about it. We'll see where we go. And then R1 and R3, your payback. L3 be able to call interference. Again, that's for those simulation players. I would love to have an option to be able to turn manual or automatic interference on and off in matches. And then we got the D-pad, and these ones are going to be for manager and opponent controls when you're modifying. So you can call a double team, attack a ref, attack the opponent's tag partner, or throw in a weapon. And I was thinking about throwing in a weapon selector on there too. So you can press down and then use the right stick. So these are more advanced. If you just press down, he'll just get a default weapon, chair, kindle stick, whatever under there. But if you want a chair, if you want a table or a ladder, you have the weapon selector. And like I said, these are more advanced controls. So these are hidden behind the R1 modifier. These aren't things that you'll run into and be like, oh, what's this? These are more fleshed out, intentional button presses. So R1 and down on the D-pad is more of intentional. As someone who looks at the advanced controls and they want to do this. I believe people are able to, even the beginner players are able to look at controls and understand them. Controls should be intuitive and easy, but you can also have advanced controls. There are people that play games, and some controls are shitty or tough, and they make it through it, or they just give up on the game. We don't want you to give up on the game. That's why I'm making these ones more intuitive than just shitty. Um, but you can also still do your basics as a casual player. So you can still grapple, strike, Irish whip, do your finisher, select who you want to target, run around. Those are all those basics are just normal buttons. You don't have to worry about hitting two buttons together. You do all your taunts on the D-pad. You can do everything without having to press more than two buttons. Mostly everything. All the normal things that a casual beginner want to do. But if you want to get more into it, we got the advanced section. We got the advanced buttons. We got things on the modifier. And then also for the opponent on the ground, I haven't done all positions. Haven't done like uh, turnbuckle back, or inside the ring, outside the ring, dives, all that stuff. Those will probably stay the same. Anything I don't mention, you can just kind of leave controls the same, or based on how these correlate, you can move those over to the game, such as X is your strike attack. If you run at the ropes while the opponent's outside and do X, you'll do a diving attack. So, things like that. And then, so for the ground, we got circle for pin. It's always circle. No longer is it down circle because we got the grapple stick now. And we got X for hold for attack grapples. So I put this as hold because if you do regular X, you just want to do your stomp, elbow drops, leg drops, senton splashes, swanton splashes, whatever you do on the ground, or shooting star presses. Those will be, well, that shooting star press one will be as an attack grapple. So you know how the games are now, where if you hold the button, you'll go into a full-on animation for an elbow drop, a leg drop, or even like Seth Rollins' stomp. You'll just go into the animation. These are what attack grapples are. They're grapples that aren't like holds or submissions or slams. They're the ones that are dealt with strikes. We'll put that one on the X, and we'll have those correspond with left, right, down, up, and then also if where you're facing the opponent, if they're at the head, at the side, or at the legs. And then on the grapple stick, we have up on the stick to pick up, and you can hold them to pick them all the way up because they got the different positions now. Not like that's super new. It's been out for a couple of years now, but pick them up halfway. You want to lean them up, pick them up again, and get them down kneeling, and then pick them up just finally to standing all the way up. The different positions they let you pick people up in. And then I also have left and right as corresponding grapples, so you get two grapples instead of one grapple like it currently is. I mean, you basically, with your attack grapple and your hold grapple, you'll get I'm sorry, with your attack grapple and with your actual grapple, the grapple stick, you'll be getting three altogether at each position. And then versus, just having a hold grapple in the old game and a regular grapple, some superstars have more. So we just want to be able to give those superstars all the attacks that they have. For the modifiers, we have hold R1 and press the right stick. You'll be able to flip an opponent. And we have R1 and X. I got a kind of question mark on this one. Might have that one as a limb target. And then R1 and circle goes in the working hold, which we can also start sequences from. That'll be more in the abilities video on what sequences are.